Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? To see we got Bam Ozzy, welcome. Phil Mosley, how are you? Joe Hervey, how's everybody doing? So usually I do these a day after a show. I call it the After Gig Hangout, and just talk about the show from the night before, which was last night, and all the goings on that happened, and you know, a typical gig. So, got three people in here right now. Um, so for those that are here, there's Brad Miller. How are you, man? For those that are in here, let me know if the sound is okay. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute, Joe. Yeah, I'll talk about the streaming and that. So if the audio is okay, and you can see me all right, let me know. I'm more worried about the audio because I was having problems firing this up. So, so let me know. Audio is cool. Okay, Joe Hurry says the audio is cool. Cool. We got 5 people, 6 people. Everybody's coming in. Yeah, I wasn't sure what time I was going to be able to do this, you know, and what time I was able to get my butt out of bed because I'm exhausted, as I could probably tell. Okay, Denny Allen is here. Okay, cool. And that being said, I'm going to be back in 2 seconds, folks. I got to put my dog inside. Hang on. All right, I'm back. So, hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I got a really nice day here today. Actually, it's warm and it's not too warm. It's just like really, really comfortable. Really, really comfortable. So, how many of uh, how many of you were able to watch any of that live stream that I was doing from the bar yesterday? Let me know. Let me know if you were able to see any of that. And I watched some of it. Okay, Joe Hervey saw it. Yeah, you were saying it was really distorted. Hey, Zach Thon, how are you, man? Yeah, I watched it this morning, and yeah, there was a couple of clips that were like completely unwatchable. So what I did is I just deleted the videos. I mean, nobody's gonna sit through that. I couldn't sit through it, right? So it was all choppy. It was what do we call it? Oh, okay. Yeah, the video was super choppy, and the audio was cutting out. So like you're playing a song, and then all of a sudden, it jumps halfway into another song. So even if you're just sitting there listening, you can't even really. So even if you're just sitting there listening, folks. You can't even follow the songs. Brad Miller. Well, Brad, literally when I do those live streams from a bar, I'm looking for where could I put the phone because I'm just using a phone, right? Um, and I got this cheesy tripod, so the only place that I could put it was where I had it, and you want to put it in a spot where you can film the band. We don't want to look at the backs of our heads. You kind of want to be able to see the stage, and So that phone was actually pretty close to the stage, and it was probably picking up a shitload of bass because that was where the bass was, right? So, it's weird though. I've I've had the phone close to the band before, and it usually, for whatever reason, it doesn't clip as bad. But last night it was clipping like crazy, so I must have been even. Yeah. So anyway, so I did go through the videos, and the really the most unwatchable ones I got rid of. And then the last set, what I did was I just used my own Wi-Fi on my phone. I get like 6 gigs a month, and I basically used up half of it recording that last set. But then when I was watching it back, um, it wasn't choppy or any of that. You still had the distortion in that. But what was weird was at the very end, it's like the video stopped, but the audio kept going. So we were still hearing the band, but we were like in mine, just we weren't moving. So it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird. Um, okay, just trying to catch up here. You need to find some way to attend. Yeah, I'm just using my phone, Brad Miller. That's the thing. I mean, I'm not doing this professionally. It's like a literally, hey, let's see if I can stream this gig, right? And then I'm half the time I'm relying on the bar Wi-Fi and all that kind of thing. Oh, if I got an add-on mic to the phone, yeah, allows me to set the levels. Yeah, yeah, that's an idea for sure. Hey, Mark Dillon, how are you? Yeah, so again, if you're just coming in, I usually do these a day after a show just to talk about the gig, and we're in like 7 minutes and got 9 people in here, so let me just talk about the show a little bit yesterday. Um, so I was in a bar that we've never been. It was out actually pretty cool for me because it was only like 25 kilometers from my house. So miles, I don't know what that is, maybe 17 miles or something. But it was close by, so that right there is a bonus. But yeah, so I get there. Usually we try to get there like an hour and a half beforehand, and to set up and everything. And we brought the gear in, and the staff they were super nice right off the bat. And they had if you watch the video, they do have a stage, and they had a screen behind the stage, and they were, you know, I don't know, putting psychedelic background stuff the whole time we were playing. They actually, if you brought your own DVD and you looped it, they would put your logo or whatever you want on the back. But we're not. They were asking for DVDs, and I don't have a DVD, and I don't have burners or any of that. So, but no, the stage was cool. Wasn't very big. And we had the mixer there, so we used the house PA. The mixer was, it wasn't one of these fancy, crazy. It was just very, just a mixing board with sliders. So we figured that out, as that's the same one we use at the rehearsal space. Um, so gear wise, I took out the Ernie Ball Music Man, the Access Super Sport guitar. Earlier in the day, I restrung it because I was thinking of taking it, and then it's like I picked it up yesterday, and I'm like, man, these strings are kind of dead. So I broke a cardinal rule, which is change the strings on a guitar the day of a gig. I never do that. Maybe the day before I'll do it, right? And I'm like, well, if I just keep stretching the shit out of them, maybe they'll be all right. So I did it. I gave it a shot. I mean, they did go out of tune a few times. I had to, especially when I was hitting the whammy bar. So I did have to tune it a couple of times throughout the night, but for the most part, it held tune. It was pretty good. And then what everybody's wondering is everybody knows my drummer hates that guitar, and you didn't notice it until I'm wearing it, right? At the just before we were about to start. And he's like, "What? What's that, man? What?" And I said, "Relax. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it." And then at the end of the night, I go, "Well," he goes, "Okay." So all that grief and this and that, and the other guitar player thought it sounded great, you know. Um, what's funny though is, what's funny though, um, because I gig so often lately with the Les Paul, is when you're playing the guitar, you know, you're expecting with the instrument, and then you're not expecting things that happen that do happen. So what do I mean by that? So when I'm playing certain passages and whatever, um, I'm relying on a certain amount of sustain, which I get from the Les Paul. So there was a couple of times there where like I was, just letting a note, doing the vibrato, letting a note sing for a while, and it wasn't happening. Like the note was dying at a faster, quicker decay. So I'm like, okay, that's where the Les Paul wins. But then there was other parts where I'm playing and I was getting a lot more clarity, and I was getting a lot more clarity, a lot more like note, where you could really hear the individual notes, and I was getting squealies, like instant squealies, right? And then of course you throw in a whammy bar, and I'm like, okay, Ernie Ball wins. So that's why I think it's really cool to have some different instruments, right? Because um, different instruments will check off different boxes. You know what I mean? Like there's things that the Les Paul will do better than uh, the Music Man, the Axis. But then there's things that the Axis has to offer that the Ernie Ball, or sorry, that the Les Paul can't. So I think it's kind of a cool experiment to do that. Just to try different instruments and that. And I was just using it through uh, my Marshall combo, my DSL 40. That was it, and then my pedal board. And the pedal board, I didn't really have to do a lot of tweaking because it was already kind of set up for humbuckers. So it was just a little finessing on the EQ. Um, but I started the gig. I was like 5 songs in, and something happened that never ever happens. Uh, Ken goes to the crowd, "Can you hear his guitar?" And they're like, "Oh, we can hardly hear his solos." And they asked me to turn up. That is so rare. I'm always the one that gets bitched at for being too loud because I want to hear myself. That's why I'm loud, so I can hear what I'm doing. And I was playing and like barely hearing what I was doing. Don't mind the planes, folks. I live near an airport. So what did I do, man? I cranked it. And as soon as I cranked it, boom, it's like the clouds open up, and then you can hear what you're playing, and it's oh, it just yeah, it's amazing, man. I mean, come on, a Marshall with the pedals that I have that I've talked about 1,000 times, man. All my pedals are amazing. They just sound great, great tones. Okay, let me get caught up here in the chat. Been yakking here for a while. Yeah, Denny, proper placement. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I gotta put it where I can. Like if there's a table in front, there can't be any people sitting at it. Like it's tricky, right? It's tricky to where you can put your phone. Some bars, there are places, some bars not, or sometimes you have to put it behind us, which kind of looks weird. Yeah, Phil Mosley, I was just saying about yeah, he got a little bit miffed, but then by the end of the night, he kind of changed his tune a little bit. So I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near the grief that I was getting earlier with using that guitar. Live streams up and get some promo for the channel. Well, I did put the live stream. I put the link to one of them on my Guitar Hack Facebook page. And actually, yesterday I got 300 followers, so that was a nice boost there yesterday. I'm just getting caught up here, but he's talking to Joe Hervey. He's been working on some guitars, which is cool. Six String Brian says the Les Paul always wins. Play my music, man. Hey, there's Bobby Lopez. How are you? Yeah, that's why I'm gassing for that Kramer so much. If Floyd is something that I don't already have, and it would be a new feel and a new. Yeah, on my Music Man, I don't have a Floyd. That's an actual Ernie Ball trem, but it works really, really well, right? I don't have a locking nut on that guitar. Like it's not a Floyd. It's string through body, um, and then I've got locking tuning heads. And the way the Ernie balls are set up with the 4 and 2, the strings don't when they go over the nut into the tuning pegs, they go straight. So I need to lock them, and it works great. I mean, it's a great system. You don't have to worry about going heavy on the whammy. Like your strings come back, unless they're brand new, right? But, okay. Yeah. Floyd guitars. I don't know. Once you set them and forget them, like the only time you're really going to run into a problem. I mean, and I'm saying I own a Floyd guitar for over 20 years, so I'm very familiar with the Floyd. You know, if you don't change your string, basically, if you don't change your string gauge and you want to maintain the string tension, you set it once and you forget it. It's not gonna, you know, nothing's gonna happen. If you got a good quality Floyd, nothing's gonna happen once you get it set up. Now, the only time you might run into problems, and this is why I never did this, is I never had the Floyd floating. Never. I always had the Floyd flat to the body. It was always flush, right? So, which means I could only, bring it up. So I can only go down, not high in pitch. That's how I set it up. And that's how my Ernie ball is set up right now. I don't like floating, right? Because, first of all, 9 times out of 10, at least with me, my hand is always on the bridge and I'm going to knock it out, right? So, but that's really it. Once you get the string tension, the spring tension right, you got it sitting flat, you got a nice big block there, you're fine. uh, it'll be fine. If you want to be able to detune and all that, get a detune it, right? But yesterday, I mean, I did a drop D and it didn't affect the other strings, right? But really, if you're gonna use one tuning, one gauge, and you don't want to mess, then go with the Floyd. Otherwise you're gonna have to readjust it for every string gauge change that you do. But I think it's fine. I think they work great. As far as changing the strings on it, there's nothing to it. Cut the ball ends off, slide them in. Tighten the screw at the back, tune it up. Keep your fine tuners at about the midway point. Tune them up at the top, lock it down, and then use the fine tuners. You know, Actually, what you'll find is when you get really really used to the fine tuners, you'll much prefer tuning it that way than you will using the pegs on the end, because the fine tuners are just that, they're fine tuners, right? Like you can dial the tuning in really really quick. So I like to play it. I guess I'm used to it. Hey, El Fermi, how are you? Bobby Lopez, hello. I haven't said hello. Get a guitar stand. Hack brings your amp. Get a guitar stand. Hack brings your amp. Um, I've got an amp stand. I used to use it, and it's one of those that the amp kind of points up at an angle, and I can hear it. But the problem is with the amp stands, um, I hear it, but then it sails over everybody else's head, right? So the crowd doesn't really hear it, right? So what would be better almost is if you had like a chair, so the amp doesn't tilt. You're just adjusting the height, so it's still like shooting straight out, right? That's a problem with those amp stands, is they tilt the guitar up. It's more for you than anything, but it's great. But if your amp is mic'd and you're going through a PA, it doesn't matter. But if you're not micing the amp and you want the crowd to hear it, and you tilt that amp like that, you're going to hear the amp, but the sound is then going to sail over everybody else's head. So it looks really, really cheesy, but actually the best thing to do is to stick it on a chair. Because if you stick it on a chair, you're going to be like what, 18 inches of 2 feet off the ground. You'll be able to hear it, and it'll be basically at a height that everybody in the audience will hear it, right? But the amp stands always have like a tilt on. So. Hey, there's Broxel. How are you? Yeah, Broxel. Well, I appreciate that with the stream. I tried, I was at the mercy of the bar Wi-Fi. The last set, I used my own uh, uh, megs of the phone, um, and it was really really distorting a lot, right? Because I was limited as to where I could set up the phone. So there was a couple of guys that were filming us like crazy last night, and they had GoPros. Um, I think one of them works for the bar because apparently they put up a lot of video and stuff. So if I can get my hands on any of that stuff, maybe I'll throw that on the channel, and then you'll have, you know, some decent sounding audio. The cheapest, I see. Let's see. Oh, you're talking. Bam is talking about PRSs as a point. If you put the combo, yeah, I know he has a point, Brad. Yeah, I have an amp stand. It's like in my garage. I never use it. I did for a while, and then it's like nobody can hear you. So. Okay, we're talking about PRSs. I use a 212 vertical angle cab. Yeah, that's another solution, Mark. Mark, when I play, I've got a 212 cab as well. It's not angled, um, and I put it. You could put it lying down horizontal. I put it standing up, and then I put my head on it, which I normally use for the bigger places, but and then I don't have any problem hearing, and certainly you'll hear me. But the bar was playing last night at a pretty small stage, and it wasn't that big a venue, so I was told to bring the combo last night. Hey, Scott Nickerson, how are you? Spencer Cron, how's it going? Thank you all for popping in. You got 21 of you in here. You guys rock. There's Mitcham Mitch. I'm gonna message you later if you got some time maybe later today uh, to walk me through the OBS settings and see if I can get rid of the echo thing. That's why I'm using StreamYards today. I figured it would just be a hell of a lot easier. So let me know if you're cool with that, Mitch. Dan in New Jersey. Hey, buddy. Thank you so much, Dan in New Jersey. Fermi, have you ever played a gig that had a pro sound man? Was that good, bad? My cousin played a fire monster, and the sound guy told him to get a compressor. Yeah, I have. There's one bar in downtown Toronto that has a sound guy, and for us, man, that's like going to a fancy hotel, or everybody, everything is taken care of. Like this guy was throwing mics on everything, and we did a sound check. We had monitors, like we had wedges. Everybody had a wedge in front of them, and the sound was phenomenal. And no, he didn't give me a hard time about my sound. No, he was fine. And I told him, look, I'm gonna hit my own boost for my leads. He's like, yeah, that's cool. It was great. It was really, really good. So, um, the only time I really had a hard time with a sound guy was I played a really big place. This was with Rebel Chart. Um, Actually, the videos. I don't know if I put that video on my channel. It's a charity thing that we did, not last year, but the year before. Anyways, I have a clip of it on my promo, but the camera's too far back. Anyway, whatever. But the guy kept complaining that I was too loud. I was too loud, right? And I don't know what the hell was up this guy's butt. This place is massive, and I was using the head and the combo, and I think I had my volume at like 2. I could barely hear myself on the stage, and he had the a mic on the he had a mic on the cap, and he's going, "Oh, it's too loud. Turn down, turn down." You know, and then I would turn myself up so that I can hear myself on the stage, and then the a-hole goes and fucking shuts off my mic. So now I'm not coming through the PA. So the mix of that whole show was garbage because you're just hearing the guitars off the stage. They're not mixed with the vocals or anything else. Everything else is going through the PA except for the guitar. So the guy just basically shit on that gig, and we worked so hard. Um, we worked so hard on that gig. My wife is a singer in that band. She went and got like a wireless thing, whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I don't even know how to hook that up. Just keep that. No, you can't use that." Like the guy was just a major dick, and we had done it. Um, we played that venue. We done that charity. This is a cancer charity show that we did. Actually, that's where the Rock Off Cancer came from. We did it for 2 years, and then you know, we were going to do it again. And I said to my wife, if we do it, we're not going there. We're going to find a better venue, right? The only reason we did it there was they got an amazing stage. They got an in-house PA. They got lights. They got everything. And it's a nice production, right? But you know what? To deal with a guy like that, with all that I just said, and then make it sound like shit, no, it's not worth it. I'd rather play a small bar, bring our own PA, and make it sound good. So I kind of went on about that because that's still a thorn in my side. Like when you work your ass off to make to do a good production, and then you got, one guy who's just, like a thorn in your side that just ruins it. That really ticks me off. Thrash is in here. Hey, Thrash. Okay, I missed a bunch of chat. There's 28 of you in here now. That's awesome. Okay, sorry, folks. Just trying to catch up here. How many people can you put together on a StreamYard? You should have a jam. Braxel, no, you can't play on this. When I was experimenting with StreamYard, I tried to play music. It sounds like crap. The only thing this is good for is just talking, right? If you're gonna play music, you got to use OBS. That's why when I do my live streams, I use OBS so that at least the sound of the guitar is good. I won't talk about the playing, but at least the sound of the guitar is good. It's nicer. Yeah, Denny, yeah, when the amp is off the floor, you can get to the controls, and then you're hearing it at ear level, yeah. Because what happens is when the amp is at your feet and you're up here, everything to you is going to sound bassy, right? And the reason it's going to sound bassy is you're not going to hear the high frequencies, because the high frequencies are like directional. They go straight, right? Bass goes everywhere. So you're thinking, oh man, I got no high end, I got no high end. Then you put your head down, you hit a chord, it's like, it's piercing. So yeah, it's always better to adjust it where it's at your level, because then you're hearing what everybody else is hearing. Uh, yeah, Mitch. If I hit you up, it'll be like later today, like probably after 6. If you can't do it, that's fine, buddy. No worries. We'll do it some other time. Okay, I'm getting caught up. Spencer sounded great last night. Was blown away when you guys played Baba. No keys, no backing track. Where do you get the idea to play with that? Well, Spencer, I thank you for saying that about the sound, but it was distorted as hell. So, but again, that's it's the mic on my phone. That arrangement, that Pearl Jam, basically, we stole that from Pearl Jam. So, and I kind of cop what is it Mike McCready? I don't know what the guitar player's name for Pearl Jam is, but I basically cop what he's doing. But if you go and you Google or search on YouTube for Pearl Jam Bob O'Reilly, you'll hear their version of it, and that's pretty much what we ripped off. Yeah, we did not come up with that. That's what we did come up with, though. The Country Roads, the John Denver song. That song, that is us. It's nothing crazy. All we're doing is we're just hitting a bunch of power chords and trying to make it sound punky. But so we'll take credit for that. But the Who thing, that's Pearl Jam. Hey, Brian Bond, how are you, man? Uh, you talking about the Duke, Bobby Lopez? Yeah, the Duke is a cool bar. We didn't play there this year, and I don't. I got a reason. I got a feeling we're never going to go back. I'll tell you that story real quick. The last gig we played there, we had to use a backup drummer, and it was horrible. I mean, I would have walked out, because the guy, and he's a professional drummer and teaches drums and music and all this. And holy shit, was he bad. So I think we kind of shit the bed there. I don't think they're ever going to have us back because of that. So anyway, that's unfortunate because it was a cool place to play. The sound guy there's a really good dude. Um. Oh, sorry to hear that, Janice. And welcome, Janice. Okay, Bram's still talking about Pierre. Bam. Speaking of SEs, I played an SE the other day. Is it Trampus Green? It's called. That thing was fantastic. Super guitar. Fruitcake Tony. Hey man. Sorry, folks. I'm just trying to catch up here. Yeah, sound guys messing it up. Yeah, I hate it. You're at their mercy, right? It's almost better. You know what? I'd rather go in and just be totally self-sufficient, man. You know, and that way, if we sound bad, it's us, and not somebody else responsible. El Fermi, yeah. So El Fermi's asking about the Ernie Ball XT string. So yeah, they're not available yet. So the deal was when I met with the Dario, and the reason I met with the Dario, so everybody knows, is I was told you should talk to the Dario guys. It was recommended to me. So I did, and they were handing me those. They were giving those strings out to pretty much everybody, though. I'm not special, right? And but I did interview the guy, and he was talking about the strings. So it's like the new hot thing. It's gonna come. They're gonna come out, I believe, in September. Um, and they're coated strings, and I was like, man, I've never used coated strings in my life. Like I never used elixirs or anything like that. So I was kind of worried how they would feel because. But I put them on the Les Paul. I put them on Blackie. I didn't gig with Blackie last night, but Blackie's what I play most. And if you didn't tell me they were coated strings, I wouldn't know because they don't feel any different, right? If anything, they feel kind of nicer, a little nicer, but I wouldn't be able to put my finger on it. And what's really cool about those strings is, you know, um, they when you put them on, you don't get that. Yeah, I don't know, like this. I don't like super trebly bright strings. I don't like. I actually prefer strings like after they're worked in, like after a day or two, right? And these strings have that feel, like they have that day or two feel instantly, and they sound great. They sound really really good. Nice sustain, nice everything. You know, um, like I love NYXLs too. And these are kind of like variation on that. They're supposed to last a very very long time. So as far as what they're going to cost, I got a feeling they'll probably cost around the same as an NYXL. Um, again, the Dario, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just telling you my opinion. They gave me the strings to try out. I think the strings are great, and when they do hit the market, I'm definitely going to buy another set or more, right? Because I just think they're really good string. I love the Dario anyway, but these when you get into like the NYXLs and these X2, it's like it takes it to another level. Uh, okay, just going down, upside down. How are you, man? Yeah, Spencer, it's Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam does that. Yeah, drums and flats. That's where I was last night, Bobby. That's a great bar, by the way, Bobby. If you've never been, what an amazing bar, man. Very, very nice. Okay, just trying to catch up. Uh, it's no. No, Bamozzi. It's not a no. It's just a PRS SE Trappist screen. It's not semi-hollow. I'm not a fan of semi-hollow electrics, other than the 339 that I own. Um, yeah, it's just the Trappist screen. I think it was like a pattern thin neck on it. It's the same one that Shane from In the Blues has got, and I thought it was a really good guitar. Yeah, Phil Mosley. They don't feel like. Apparently, the coating on them is super super thin, so it's not like a heavy coating, so you don't even feel it. At least I don't feel it. Okay, Joe Hervey changed the strings. No, I did not have steak at the bar, Broxel. I had steak at home before I went to the bar. There you go. Uh, yeah, Dale Palmer. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like changing. I only change strings when I absolutely have to. Okay, the Garden plays there a lot, Bobby. You talking about the Duke or drum? Oh, drums and okay, and I see what you're saying. Oh, they play a lot at drums and flats. I've never been at drums and flats. That was like my first time ever going there. I don't know if you can pre-order them, Todd Flowers. I mean, if they come up on the website, I guess you could. The only thing I know about those strings, honestly, um, is what I was told, which is they're a new product that are going to be released in September. So if they're already posting a link to order them, then I guess you can order them. Russ Markart, heard little of the third set. Oh, okay, enjoyed it. Thanks, man. Yeah, again, I was saying earlier that the sound was all distorted to hell. Um, So I ended up with four clips from the show. So what I did was I listened to them last night, and I just deleted two of the clips because they were so choppy and just it's unlistenable, right? So the ones I left up are like the better ones. The best one is set three in terms of not being choppy because for the third set I just used my own phone data to record it because I was reading the comments this real quick, and people were saying that it was choppy. So I figure if I use my own phone data and not use the bar, it's probably smoother. And it was smoother. So hopefully, But then what happened too with the third set? There was a point where like the video stopped and the audio just kept going. So it was just that's Streamlabs, man. It's just a constant pain in the butt. Uh, $10. What's $10? Trap is not the model. Yeah, it's an SE. Bam Aussie. It's a PRS SC and Trappist screen. Um, is it the custom 24? I believe so. I believe so. I know it's the same guitar that Shane has. I'm not an expert on PRS models. I just know it's an SC. It was a Trappist screen, and it's not semi-hollow. The Dario is a Long Island. Well, again, you're not for everybody. Hey, Dwight Bailey, how are you? Yeah, Todd Flowers. Yeah, I played Ernie Ball forever, and then I just found them. They felt a little rough, and then I switched to the Dario, and I've been with the Dario, using the Darios. Like all my guitars, all 10 of them are the Dario strings, um, for the last 2 3 years now. 9.5. I don't think I've never put nine. No, I know I never put 9.5 strings on any of my guitars, Brock. So I like nines, man. They're easy. You know. They're just easy. I don't want to work when I play. I have a hard enough time just playing and remembering all the parts and that. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the chat. So I totally got sidetracked. So this is talking about the gig. So let me finish talking about. So we get there, we set up, we start playing. Now again, we never played this place before, but man, from the very no, the first song we got we right away you got applause. Okay, that's great. But then people got up and dancing right from the second set, and they were party people. They were, you could tell, man, they're there to have a good time, and they were up dancing and everything else. And I was getting high fives and people talking to me. Well, this is what kills me. This happened a couple of times. I'm playing and somebody starts a conversation with me. It's like I can't hear you, and I'm kind of busy, Or somebody who wanted a high five. It's like I can't do that right now. I'm playing the next song. I mean, it's nice that they um, want to interact with you and stuff, but they think you're the radio or something. No, this is not lip sync. This is actually happening right now. So yeah, it's kind of funny. But no, they were cool. There was nobody yelling Freebird at this place. They were yelling other bands, but not Freebird, which is always funny. But that didn't happen. But no, the crowd response was absolutely fantastic. We had people coming up to us. Apparently, now my thinking is this, okay? Because they had a band there that lasted the night before that they did not like at all, and they were charging $5 at the door to get in last night. And somebody was telling me that the irregular that they should have been charging a lot more for us, which tells me that I know what we are. I mean, I'm not delusional. I know we're not a great band. We're just McDonald's. But which tells me is that the other bands must be so shit, that or play material that nobody cares about. That when we walk in and we just play the McDonald's music, that everybody flips out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's what it is, right? They just must have some really bad bands in this place because people were flipping out. Like we probably, well, we hopefully we got a couple gigs out of it. This lady came up, tipped us. Never been tipped at a gig before. Tipped us and wants to hire us for a couple of private events. So hopefully that'll happen as well. And I got a feeling we're definitely going to go back to this bar. I would say this was probably in the top, for me personally, I'd say this was probably in the top three gigs of the year. It was a blast, you know, just a lot of really super nice people having a good time and respectful too. You know what I mean? Like they weren't trying to knock over amps and spilling beer on your shit, And I was saying to the drummer, I said, I'd much rather play a place like this than play some of the other crazy places where you got 20-year-olds that, are just getting hammered and broken glass. Like, I'm a little too old for that. I'd rather play to people in my age bracket that want to have a good time and be a little more respectful, right? So, yeah, definitely a great show. Um, and then the other cool thing was we started at 9. We did like 50-minute sets, and then we had like 20, 25-minute breaks in between. So we didn't really play that much, right? Normally we play a lot more than what we did, right? Um, and then we got the one encore at the end because they wanted a one encore, and we did the one encore, and that was it. They didn't like, you want another one. Like we did the one, and then they let us off the hook. So, man, I got home by 1:30 last night. That is a freaking record, you know, absolute record, man. To get home that early from that show, and the fact that the place is only like half an hour from my house helped, but still, man, like I was in the car driving home, and it was like quarter after 1. Like that's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, absolutely fantastic night. When you walk in unfamiliar territory and it comes out like that, man, it's a blessing. Okay, I'm just catching up on the chat here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Bam. I told you, man, I'm not a PRS connoisseur. I just play them. I tell you what color they are and if they like them. I know it's an SC. Yeah, I know. I know you're a stickler, but I don't know enough about it to be a stickler. So I apologize if I misinformed you as to which guitar I was playing. Um, Pyramid Strings. Yeah, you mentioned them a few times, Bobby. I've never heard of Pyramid Strings. Hell, Fermi, do you think you'd ever do a gig where you cover an entire album? Not in this band. No, not with this band. I mean, people would they want to get up and dance, and they want you to play a variety of materials. So that would probably be more something I would do with Rebel Charm, and it would be just for fun. But yeah. No, not this band. This band is McDonald's, man. That's like, no. I was using Dunlops for years. Okay, you're talking about $7 XLs. Okay, I couldn't listen because of. Yeah, I know, Janice. It sounded shitty last night. Yeah. Well, I just using the phone, right? And whenever I live stream, it's kind of I don't really have a lot of say as to where I can put the mic or where I can put the mic, where I can put the phone, and I was a little too close. It's weird though because a lot of times the phone does all right, you know, and it doesn't distort like that. But last night was not one of those times. Guitar did welcome 9.5 for killer. Okay, yeah, maybe one day I'll throw 9.5s on there. Dale Palmer looked like the dancers were having a great time from what I could see. Yeah, they were having an amazing time. Super nice people, man. They were very complimentary. I just, they were trying to have conversations while we were playing. So that, but they were really super nice. Hey, Ben Coombs is here. Hey, Ben. Uh, okay, Mark Dillon, big fan of the Dario XLs. Yeah, me too. Uh, Denny Allen, I like all my guitars that feel the same. I have Martin mediums on my acoustic. 13. Okay. So, wow, 12 to 56, man. You're a monster, Denny. I wouldn't be able to bend a freaking note with 12s, man. No way. I've never used SIT's thrash. Never. I pretty much the only strings I've ever used really well, D Markley's, Ernie Balls, the Darios. I may have once used GHS, maybe. Oh, you got shitty weather, Ben? Sorry to hear that, man. Okay, I'm just catching up here, folks. So, yeah, thanks, El Fermi. Yeah, it was good. Like I said, this was one of the better bars. I mean, it's in Toronto, and when you play in Toronto, you're basically most of the bars are like, um, like harder to get into. We always play on the outskirts because you can play those places, but to get into like the Toronto area, a little more difficult. And so there's always a little bit of pressure. I was talking about that the other day, and I try to stay the hell away from it, whatever, because I didn't want to get myself worked up before I did the gig. So I kind of went in the gig and the mindset that it's just any other gig, and I didn't give a shit. I took a guitar I never play at a gig. I like to live on the edge. Anyways, and it worked out great. So that's always cool when you walk in unfamiliar territory, and the crowd, like by the second song in, it's like, oh, we're looking at each other like, okay, this is going to be a good night. That was cool. Thank you so much for that comment. Denny Allen tunes to D. Okay, that might be why. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up. How many songs do you guys have at the ready for each gig? Um, Between 45 to 50, right? Because we'll do like uh, you know 15 song sets, and then we'll have a few in our back pocket, right? At the drop of a hat, we could probably do 50 songs, right? If we push, maybe 55, and then I'd start forgetting because it'll be songs that we haven't touched in a while. But yeah, okay, I'm just getting caught up. The radio station has been playing full albums at night quite a bit. They had Floyd's Dark Side. That was cool. Yeah, no worries, Bam. I'm a big Ace fan, and I got a bunch of tacky costume jewelry rings to get in the ace mode once. It really worked. Washing my hands was. Yeah, he wears a ring on every finger. I don't know how the hell you can play like that, but he does, man. Ace is a dude. And I don't know if you know this, Elf Hermie, but on all his guitars, especially back in the 70s, he's got all these bash marks like on the back end behind the bridge, and that's from him banging his hand with all his rings on the guitar. Okay. Yeah, Dwight. Yeah, they have. They actually asked us if we had a CD like of our own images, and they would have beamed that behind us on the screen while we were playing, but we were not able to get that together. So they just did their house graphics or whatever you want to call it, and that's why they had that psychedelic stuff going. Janice, yeah, my Ernie Ball Music Man is officially no longer for sale. I don't know, man. After playing that, and oh my God, what a great guitar, man. I don't know. I was temporary insanity. The thing is, I really want that Jackson, right? So I got to sacrifice one of my children, literally. And I thought that was the one, but holy shit, is that good, man? I think I'm going to keep that. I'm actually today. I'm going to take down all the ads. Once I'm done here, I'll take all the ads down. Have I had no? Never had cops come in and shut down a gig, Brax. I mean, we're playing bars. It's not like it's a street party. Maybe if you're playing like an outdoor. Actually, I've had well, years. I've had go. I had that happen with an outdoor party, but never in a bar. No. Hey, metalhead hippie, how are you, man? Okay. Okay, I just answered that question. Heck, any luck with the cult? Yeah, we played it last night. Yeah, I sang a lead vocal last night. I sang Sanctuary last night. It always gives me the willies to sing lead. I hate the sound of my voice, man. But when we were done, the crowd liked it. I got a little bit of applause. The pity applause. Oh, he tried to sing a song. You know, we got through it. The thing is, I love the song. I mean, that's one of my favorite songs, and I love the riff. I love the guitar in it, right? So the only reason I'm singing it is because everybody else in the band tried to sing it because I brought it in. It's like I want to do this song, and everybody else in the band tried to sing it, and for whatever reason, nobody could hit the notes, and I'm like, what? You guys can't hit these notes? I can hit the notes, but my voice is shit, right? So I got how would I put it? I have a shitty sounding voice, but I can hit the notes. That's why I do backup vocals because I can hit notes, I can do a little bit of harmony, but the sound of my voice solo on its own is horrible. But that's why I'm singing that song. It's like I want to play that song so badly that I'm singing it. So there you go. Uh, just read Ace's new covers album will come out in October. Robin Zander, Cheap Trick. Oh, that's cool. That should be some good songs out for me. Todd Flowers. Every time I sell a guitar, play it. Yeah. Well, Todd, it's funny you say that. I forget who was saying it before, but somebody was saying if you ever want to sell a guitar, whatever you do, don't pick it up. Because as soon as you pick it up, you're going to remind it why you bought that guitar in the first place and why you kept it in the first place. And then you're not going to want to sell it. Well, not only did I pick it up, I freaking gig with it. So I'm like, there's no way I'm selling this guitar. So, what's the worst experience you've ever had at a live gig? Uh, Okay, I can tell you a quick story. This is 100 years ago, when I was in my 20s. We were playing a packed hall, um, in downtown Toronto. I mean, the place was packed. There was wall to wall people, and it was actually being televised on like the local cable, community cable TV channel. Public access cable, that kind of thing. So we got all these people in this hall. It's packed, and we're playing. And I was playing a Santana tune. I was playing Europa. I'll never forget this. And it's a guitar instrumental thing. And then about halfway through, the lights go out. The power goes out in the whole building. So you've got, oh God, I don't know. That place was wall to wall people. There had to be 600 people in that room. That was a big hall. It's 700 people. And plus, the TV station wasn't getting their, you know, and it stopped. And everybody was kind of in silence, just kind of sitting there because you couldn't really move. The emergency lights came on, but they were few and far between. And no, you couldn't really move. Like you just kind of had to stay still and and try to figure out the problem, right? So I'm an electrician by trade, right? So I put my guitar down, and there was a guy who, I guess, ran the place or was responsible, and I said, where's your panel? So we run downstairs, and I'm looking at his panel, and it's like basically they blew a main fuse, so they're out of phase. So I go, do you have any of these around? You know, those guys with the flashlight. He didn't have any. He says, well, I got to call up. So they called up some electrical contractor, the guy that they deal with, who had that particular fuse. And all it was, but was he showed up and he popped in the fuse and then turned it back on again, and it held, right? So that was. It seemed like a eternity, but I think it was what, like a half an hour or so that we were sort of sitting in darkness, and then the lights came back up and the show continued. So I don't know if that's the worst thing that's ever happened, but for whatever reason, I just thought of that now. Man, I haven't told that story. I forgot that happened. That was a long time ago. I would have been, shit, 25, maybe 26. It's back when I was playing like 50 shows a year. Back in over 50 shows a year. Okay, let me go back here. You thought I was singing good? Well, I appreciate that, Denny. Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah, metalhead. Yeah, metalhead hippie. Yeah, man, I'm singing Ian Ashbury, man. He's one of the best friggin' singers in the world. Like, but we metalhead hippie. It's funny though. We play everything. We tune down to E flat. So, but if that was in standard tuning, I don't think I could sing it either. And I don't think the Cult does E flat. I think they use standard tuning. I could be wrong, but yeah, that half, just dropping it at half tone got me into the at least being able to hit the notes. Hey, Lars Guitars, how are you, man? Talking about hate breed. It's all stuff that's a little outside of my what I listen to. Last night, Spencer, we didn't have a sound man. We were our own sound man. We just had a PA, and we just went mics through the PA and vocals through the PA, and then we don't mic our instruments. I mean, there's no point. It was a small bar, so. Yeah, metalhead hippie songs like Firewoman, that are little less known and a little harder to play. That would be a Rebel Charm song. Yeah, and I there's no way I can sing that song, and the other guys in Hit can't sing Cult, so that would be like my wife singing lead vocals and Rebel Charm behind it, and that song would actually kick ass. I'm trying to do some more Cult with Rebel Charm because I love the Cult, man. It's like they're one of my favorite bands. Uh, Bam Ozzy can work the other way too, where the memories of it are better than the guitar actually was. It can remind you why it's not been played for years. Well, then Bam. Then it would be easy to sell, yeah, for sure, and I wouldn't have a second thought about it. Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't have any duds. Um, whenever I think I want to sell a guitar, it's like I pick it up and I play it. And I'm like, okay, you're an idiot. This thing's great. So yeah, it's tough. When the lights came back up during that public access show, you should have said, "I'm Eric Clapton." Yeah, that's funny. You know what? Those public access guys, man. Like this is back in the '90s. Okay, the camera was the size of a Buick, right? It was like this big thing, right? And the guy's like holding it like this, and I'm playing that song, and he's trying to zoom in on my hands, and the guy's like, "So here's my hand on the fretboard," and the guy was probably like, you can see it. There's the camera. Like, here. He's like, I don't know, like a foot, trying to bring the two together. Like the screen's too small, but he was so bloody close to my hands. I felt like, back off, man. Back off. I'm gonna screw up. Because it's a hard thing to play. I don't know if you've ever heard Europa by Santana, but it's not exactly Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? And like I can't even play it today, I don't think. But anyway, but yeah, the guy was like right on my hands. I was like, buddy, back off so I can freaking see what I'm doing. For the first time, man, it's a good guitar. Yeah, it's always a great feeling, Phil, when you pick something up that you haven't picked up in a while. Yeah, I know Metalhead Hippie. It kept dropping out last night. So what I did, I watched the clips, Metalhead Hippie. I deleted two of them. I kept the better two. Um, if you want to watch some of it where it's not dropping out, check out set three, because set three I recorded using my Wi-Fi on my phone, and it's straight through. The only thing is, we stop the video of the band stops at a certain point, but the music continues. So if you're just listening, then it'll still work for you. Yeah, Dale Palmer. Just tuning down E flat, I don't really notice a hell of a difference, to be honest with you. Like I could pick up a E flat or an E guitar, I wouldn't really notice the difference. The thing is, it's more for vocalists that you do that. Yeah, Bobby Lopez. Yeah, he's singing lower because he can't hit the notes, right? You know, he can't hit the notes. Um, like with Rebel Charm, we don't tune down. Like my wife can hit pretty much anything. So, like I said, the band is McDonald's. We do what we do. People like it, and we get gigs. So the cult are still great. Yeah, Mark Dillon. Yeah. Did I ever sell my telly? No. No, I had the same problem with the telly as that I'm having with my Music Man right now. I'm gonna keep. I don't know. Now the Strat might be up for sale. I need to finance that Jackson, man. The Cult are fun to play. Yeah, yeah. The Cult is one of those bands. Like the music it's doable, right? It's not crazy hard. And I'm not saying that in a negative sense. Like I love Billy Duffy. He's one of my favorite players, right? And the reason I like him is like, he's like an Ace Frehley type of guy. Straight, simple, but right on the money, man. His solos are amazing. And he's one of those guys that I try to model my tone after when I'm playing, because that's what I'm looking for, that classic tone, and he nails it. That Les Paul through a Marshall thing. Right? Oh, the cheaper ones I had, yeah, Bam Ozzy. I really only had one. that I bought, like one cheaper guitar, and it would have been a great guitar if I knew, if I was smart enough when I was a kid to change the tuning keys on it. I had a Univox Les Paul copy that was great. It just wouldn't stay in tune, right? Because the tuning pegs kept slipping, and then I ended up selling that guitar, giving it away. I can't even remember that. What else did I? I've had so many. If I sat down and try to remember all the guitars that have gone through my hands, it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. But I had a Washburn, one of those Paul Stanley model Washburns. That one I sold. That was not that good a guitar. That one was not a good. Like it was an okay guitar. It wasn't a great guitar. But the other ones that I've sold have all been like you know, expensive, relatively expensive, like in $1,000 range or plus or higher. Those have been most of the guitars that I've sold. The truth, I don't think I have a dud. Yeah, yeah. If you don't have a dud, that's what makes it really hard to sell anything. Do I notice any difference in crowd behavior when you have a guy singing versus a girl? Um, Not really. No. I mean, again, you know, she's probably seeing things that I'm not, right? But on my end, from what I see, I don't really see a hell of a difference. No, that's a great question, actually. Don't play the Strat. Yeah, Bobby, if I don't play the Strat, I'll probably be more likely to sell it. What kind of Jackson? It's Pro Dinky. I think it's called a DK2. It's an all wood finish. It's so here I am with names. I suck with names. It's Canunda or something. It's all wood. It reminds me a lot of Nuno Bencourt's Washburn, like that kind of look. No, I didn't play Jackson last night. I want to buy a Jackson Thrash. Yeah, Dale, if you like all your guitars, you got no reason to sell them. Yeah, just hold on to them. With me, it's just I got 10, and I don't want to have 11. You know, I don't have that amount of room space. I got a pretty small house, and I just don't want to have like you know more guitars sitting in closets and stuff, right? Having tuning problems with my new old Dean. Yeah. Well, the trickiest thing on a guitar, at least in my experience, is, and what really irks me is if the intonation is off and if the tuning is off, right? If the intonation is off, you can fix that. But if the tuning is off, then you got to look at, the tuning keys themselves. Like, they could slip, right? You could be the nut, maybe the nut it's getting caught in the nut when you're tuning, but stuff like that, like, because I mean, I want to play, I don't want to sit there for, fiddling around with tuning. I want to hit the note and play, right? That stuff drives me nuts. That whole intonation thing. I remember one time I went, actually, when I was searching for my first ever standard. I didn't know my first standard until I was 50, folks. Believe that. I've owned other Les Pauls, but never a standard. So I remember walking into a store and I saw the standards and I played them and there was like I think two, maybe three, two for sure, and they were great. I'm like, okay, man, this is it. I'm turning 50. I'm gonna buy my first standard. So I grabbed the one guitar, tune it up, hit a chord, it would be off. Tune it again, hit a chord, it would be off. So I'm like, okay, the intonation is gone on this thing, right? You know, put that one down. I grabbed my. Keep in mind, I'm ready to buy this guitar. Like, it's my birthday present to myself, right? Grab another one, same shit. You know, it's like, tune it up, hit a chord, something sounds wonky. All right, it's in tune. Okay, hit it. So the intonation was off on both guitars. They lost the sale. The guy comes over, how are you liking the guitars? I'm like, well, I'd really like to try one, but they're all out. They're all need to be intonated, right? So that prompted a phone call to my buddy who still used to work at another store. This is what I want. Have you got one? Yeah. Can you get, can you hold? Yeah, yeah. And then anyway, that started a whole other thing where I went through another, probably another four or five um, before I got the one I got, right? And why I went through another four or five is to find the right one, right? Because it had to look good, it had to sound good, and all that. And that's the light burst that I currently have. So, but just stuff, that intonation stuff just drives me nuts. Yeah, it could be bent if it's a pro dinky. But if you have 11 guitars, you could say this one goes to Elf Hermes got all the lines, eh? He's got all the lines. Yeah, no, I can't afford buying another guitar that's selling one. So if you have space for 10, you have space for 11. Hey, Sean Zimmerman, how are you, man? Okay, Hugh Caldwell. If I haven't said hello, hello. You guys are hitting some shitty weather, eh? Hey, there's China Mike. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Uh, Yeah, the best way, Thrush, to check intonation is what I do anyway. Is I'll play like a bar chord way up high, like as high as I can go. Like 14, 15 fret, depending on what the guitar is. And if every note sounds rings true, then I know that guitar is in perfect intonation, right? That's usually how I test that. I'm saying intonation. Is it my accent? My accent getting in the way? And hey, Mike Heath, Papa Blue, how's it going? We got 30 people in here, man. You guys rock. Thank you all so much. How long have I been on? I've been on over an hour. Wow. So let me just do my speech, folks. So we got a fantastic community in here. Um, you guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my stuff. Let's all support each other. Let's keep this community growing. Let's keep it as it is, a happy, positive place. Um, if you guys want to support my channel, much appreciated. The links are below. I've got brand new T-shirt designs. I've got mugs and tote bags and all kinds of good stuff. So check those out. I also have a PayPal that would be much appreciated to support the channel and my endeavors and maybe buying a new Jackson or a new computer or all these other things that I need to keep going. So that would be absolutely fantastic. But you guys absolutely rock, man. And I also want to say a special thank you um, to everyone that has responded to the Quentin James GoFundMe. I mean, he's ecstatic. I've been talking to him. You guys are amazing, man. Really helped him out. Yeah, just I'm really super proud of the community for doing that. You guys absolutely rock. That was fantastic. Us all coming together and help out a fellow friend in our community. So that was absolutely fantastic. So I want to thank you for that. Robert Messenberg, always showing up late to the party. I'm going to hang here for another 10 minutes or so, Robert, so no worries, buddy. Okay, and I'm getting caught up here. First time, it's Metalhead Hippie. First time he heard Sanctuary, I was driving a stolen 1983. Oh, wow, man. Dude, you got some story there, buddy. That's awesome. I hope you didn't get too much shit for that. Holy shit. That's funny, man. Okay. Catch you later, China Mike. Most of the guitars I have ever felt private set up professional, except Chris Isaac's dude likes this action. Yeah, some people like action really, really high. I got wussy fingers, man. I don't have the power for that. All right, cool. So, does anyone have any? If anyone's got any questions for me, I'm going to let you know too, folks. I'm not going to be doing a Tuesday show this week. I'm only going to be doing a Thursday show. So what I pretty much decided to do is my Thursday shows are going to be written in stone. I will always be on Thursday, whether it be a solo show or whether I have a guest. But Thursday I'm going to do a show. The Tuesday shows will happen when I can have them, when I can make them happen. I just want to keep that kind of loose. The Thursdays are going to be a definite. And then, of course, I do these after gig hangouts. You can pretty much guarantee I'll do an after gig hangout after a show. So my next one will be, well, I had a gig on the 24th of August. That just got bumped a week. So my next after gig hangout will probably be like in September now. So, but if I do a show, an after gig hangout will definitely happen. So apart from that, the Tuesday shows may or may not happen. I'll still throw up I'll still throw up videos now, like pre-recorded videos now and again. Whenever the mood strikes me, if I've got something I think is worthwhile. And actually, this week I will. I am receiving some new gear this week, so whenever I get that, I'll post a video on that, and I'll post a review as well. That's coming this week, so I definitely will have some video to post within the next week or so. Um, but yeah, so other than that, the Thursday shows, that's 100%. That's definitely going to happen. Okay. Yeah, I just just work now is getting tough, and my Tuesday schedules, I'm not getting home till late, and it's hard to sort of get all my shit together and then get in front of the camera and then arrange for the guests and all that kind of stuff. Keep in mind, like I've been doing that for like a year, guests every week, so it's getting uh more difficult to do over time. So, like I said, I'm not saying I will never have guests on again, but I'm not going to force it. When it happens, it happens, right? You don't want to be a pain. Uh, oh, you took out cars at night. Okay, metalhead hippie. Okay, now that's making more sense, buddy. Hey, Crowbar, how are you, man? You didn't get a notification? Yeah, because the notification, I just decided to post it like a half an hour before I did it, Dale. That's probably why. Yeah, this is it the improv? I think it's the improv that's got the brick wall behind it. Yeah. Okay. Just got it up. All right, Mike Heath. Okay, Phil likes tens on everything. So we got 36 people in here. So if anyone's got any last minute questions, folks, please pop them in. If you want to ask me about gigs playing, gear, just so you know, gear wise, pedal wise, last night, my overdrives, my triple overdrive combination was the Marshall Governor 2, the Plimsoll pedal by Full Tone. That is my main overdrive. That's the best overdrive on the market as far as I'm concerned. Um, and my $40 K-Line Pure Sky. Those were the three overdrives I was using last night, along with my flashback delay, Hall of Fame reverb, EP booster on the end. Yeah, that was basically what I was using, and the tones are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. My Corona chorus as well, but that board might change depending on what happens this week. Just dropping that in there. Dun dun dun. I hardly doubt it, but you'll never know. You never know. Yeah, just getting caught up here. Did a bunch of burn. Okay, you guys are talking about cars now. Are you familiar with John Miki Thor? He was a hard rock glam metal guy who looked like He-Man back in the 80s. He still gigs. Fun stuff. No, never heard of him, Alfremy. Oh, I am also getting something else. Another piece of gear. I just remembered. I don't know if it's coming this week. It might come next week. So I got two things coming. One this week for sure. All right, folks. Sorry, okay, I'll go till 2 o'clock because we're like 6 minutes away. So if you want to see if you can handle it, a little bit of clipping and distortion. If you want to see the live clips from the band, they're on my YouTube page. I would go to direct. I would check out set 3 because it doesn't cut out. It's straight through. We stop moving at some point, and then it's just audio. So, but I would go for that. Again, I'm warning you now. It's going to be a little distorted. The mic on the camera was crapping out. So, but you can still kind of figure out what we were doing. Um, if you're not already sub to or follow me on Facebook, my Facebook link is below. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram link is below. I'm also offering guitar lessons if anyone is interested in that. Hit me up on an email. My email is below as well. So yeah, I want to get back into teaching some lessons because that's something I really like doing. Yeah, and that's about it. And if you're not sub to the channel, please sub. I have not gained one sub since NAM. I am like in limbo right now. I've been in the same spot for about going on 2 weeks now. Whatever I got back from NAM, I've been gaining the same 3 and losing the same 3 for about 2 weeks. So if you're not sub to the channel, please do. At this point, I'm kind of doubting I'll ever hit the 1,000, but that's okay because you guys are here and people are watching my stuff. I cracked 150,000 views this week, so I really got nothing to complain about, honestly. So you guys absolutely rock. Um, yeah, El Fermi, that's Jimmy Eats World. Yeah, the middle. Yeah, we do that song. That is the first song of set 3 that I just talked about. And then the second song is a song that you US people won't even know because it's a Canadian band. They were called Teenage Head, and the song is called Let's Shake. I don't remember the names of my own songs. So Let's Shake. It's a cool song. You should look up Teenage Head. Great band. Great, very kind of an early 80s pop punk kind of band, like what Blink 182 did 10 years later in Green Day. Teenage Head was doing that 10 years before they were even around. So I don't know what movie it was associated with El Fermi. I'm not sure, man. Yeah, Dale Palmer, set 3 came out the best. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Thrash is sub. Thanks so much. Metalhead Hippie, if you're heading out, have a great afternoon, buddy. Enjoy your week. Hopefully, have a good week, man. Don't be stealing any more cars, just saying. I'm teasing you. Oh, you're going to watch the gig? All right, man. Appreciate that, Metalhead. Yeah, Teenage Head's Canadian. Yeah. And they are no longer. Well, they still are, but they're not the same because Frankie Venom is no longer singer. For me, Frankie Venom was Teenage Head. I saw them at my high school when I was like 17. Right? Yeah. All right. There's no more questions. All right, Ben. Cheers. Oh, Josco. Hey, Josco. I've been on for like an hour and 20 already, but I'm going to be wrapping this up in the next couple minutes. But thanks so much for popping in. And Josco, I'm still waiting for that photo, man. Hey, Mickey Settlemeyer. How are you? Now middle-aged head? No, they're no longer, man. They're no longer Crow Bar, unfortunately. Man. Mike Keith Papa Blue, how's it going? Damn, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, I think I posted this like a half an hour before I started it, Jasco. No worries, man. I was just talking about the gig, and then we got into a whole bunch of gear discussion, and like we always do. But I live streamed some of the gig from last night. If you want to check that out, Jasco. And I would check set 3. That's probably the one to turn out best. So. Okay, Brad. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. Yeah, I'm getting another mic. I'm getting a Scarlett, so that might work too. Oh, okay. You're on vacation, Jack? Yeah, when you get back. Okay, cool, man. That sounds like a plan. Okay, just jumped on me again. No longer exist. Yeah, yeah. A lot of our favorite bands are no longer around, man. Dale, you're getting a Solar upside down. That's awesome, man. I've never tried a Solar. Never seen one in person. I guess that's is that strictly a guitar that you order? Because I don't see them in stores to try. At least not the stores around here. All right, folks, we're coming on 2 o'clock. I've been on for almost an hour and a half. So, again, I want to thank you all so much. You guys absolutely rock. Got 34 in here right now. I know that Pete Thorne's going to come on in about an hour. So, folks, if you're not subbed to me, please sub. Please hit that bell. Again, I've been stagnant at 850 subs, and I really want to try to get to 1,000, but it's not looking good. So, anything you guys can do to help in that regard would be awesome. And if you'd like to support the channel, I got links below for some merch, and I got a PayPal. Anything would be absolutely appreciated. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. I like doing these after gig hangouts just to shoot the shit with you guys. Um, I was saying earlier there won't be a show on Tuesday. There will be a show on Thursday. Thursday night shows at 8 o'clock are always going to happen. All right. So have a fantastic week, folks. Be safe. Be cool, and we'll catch you. We'll catch you on Thursday night. Cheers and rock on.